am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And one man who is probably really stuck in the middle of this whole situation between LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith is Shannon Sharpe, and we've yet to hear from him when it comes to this whole situation and hoopla that's going on between LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith. So here is Shannon Sharpe giving us his thoughts on the whole situation. Let's listen.
This is LeBron talking. I need to address it. He completely missed the whole point. The whole point, never would I allow people to talk, not allow people to talk about a sport and criticize players about what they do. This is your job to criticize, or to a position where there's a guy's not performing, that's all a part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's not my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players. He's going to be smiling ear to ear when this comes out talking about it, because I know he's going to be happy as hell.
Hey.
Me, I wish Stephen A. would just left it alone. Once he addressed it, once it happened.
The first time.
Address it. This is what happened. He came over to me, said what he said. I want to address it now, and I'm going to be done with it.
Right.
Because as my grandma used to say, boy, stirring up old ish, it still smells. So every time Stephen A. talks about it, it stirs it up again.
Yeah.
And look, I see both sides. I see both sides of the equation.
Yeah.
But Stephen A. just need to let it go. He needs to let it go. And now you're like, well, if he'd hit him, I don't think LeBron was coming to hit you. LeBron was coming to tell you, bro, just stop talking about my son. Right. He said, because you said, as a father, now you're making it personal. You're making it personal because now you're making it seem, and this is how LeBron, I think, took it. You making it seem that I'm not a good father, that I'm not putting my son in a position to be successful. And so you're pushing this. And so LeBron took it a certain way. And am I surprised LeBron responded the way he did so publicly? Because LeBron is a very private person.
Yes, sir.
He might have an issue with someone and you will never know it.
You'll never know it, yeah.
You will never know it. So, and so for him to do that at a game, and it wasn't after the game, it wasn't before the game, it was the third quarter during a timeout.
Right.
Lets you know how upset he was at Stephen A. and what Stephen A. had been saying. But at this point in time, I understand LeBron, they asked LeBron about this, but if I'm Stephen A., hey, guys, I've already addressed that. He said what he said. I understood his point. I said what I said. Now it's time to move on.
Right.
Look, it's not going to stop me from talking about LeBron James, the basketball player on the court. But the incident, I feel that we've talked about it ad nauseum. I feel we've talked about it enough, and now it's time to move on. That's what I wish Stephen A. would do.
Yeah.
But like he said, I mean, look, I get it. That's LeBron James. It's the biggest name in pro North American sport. And when you mention his name, good, bad, or indifferent, people will want to click and hear what you have to say about him. But the one thing I know about this guy, and I know him a little bit, I don't know him as well as a lot of people do.
Right.
That man loves his family. He's gonna protect his family now.
Always. And I think when you think about it, and you go back to the way things happen with LeBron actually addressing Stephen A. courtside, is what Stephen A. said obviously was said publicly on a public forum on TV. So he addressed it the exact same way, publicly, courtside in the middle of a game.
Yes.
Now, as a father, and like Stephen A. said, he understood where LeBron was coming from. Knowing Stephen A., I think in the individual that he is, LeBron said what he had to say today. I'm sure Stephen A. is going to respond to that, because
he did.
You need to think about it. Anytime anyone says anything to or about Stephen A., he's going to have an answer to whatever is being said. That's just him, and it's always been him. I know you would like him to leave it alone, but I don't think that's not how this gonna go.
The only thing I would have said was, Stephen A., look, I know people are gonna like, man, LeBron should have stole on you. LeBron should have did this. Man, they just talking.
Yeah,
Stephen A., man, you the same, man. I'm about to be 57. You about to be 58. Bro, that ain't even your MO.
Right.
You ain't gonna fight nobody. LeBron wasn't gonna swing on you. and you wasn't gonna, LeBron wasn't gonna swing on you, so there would have been no need for you to swing on him. I'm glad you guys stood there and y'all talked. Look, he said what he said. Mm-hmm. You seemed to be receptive at the time of it. You you said you understood because he was speaking to you as a father and not LeBron James, the basketball player. Mm-hmm. And you said you understood that. Let it go now. Yeah, let it go now. Look, I mean, I've had issues. I remember I had a conversation with Kevin Durant when he first got traded to Phoenix. And I walked into the hotel. I was like, damn, that's KG. And he said, oh, let me holler at you right quick. I said, what's up? Okay. I'm like, damn, I ain't get no dap or what? He said, let me holler at you right quick. I said, what's up, bro? He said, man, what it is? You got beef? You don't like me or something? I said, no, why you say that? He said, man, the way you talk. I said, KD, bro, I'm passionate. I say, any topic that we discuss on that show, I'm very, very passionate. I spent a lot of time researching it, and I'm very, very careful to what I say. I said, KD, it ain't about no like or dislike. I say, I don't know you personally. All I talk about is what you do on the court. That's it. Whatever you may or may not do off the court, I don't give a damn. Right. I said, you can ask your mom. I've talked to your mom ad nauseum. She used to come on the show. I've seen that event. I said, KD, it ain't no like or dislike. I said, I'm just passionate about topic, bro. I said, I don't dislike anybody because I don't know anybody to dislike them. Mm-hmm. It's not like me and Oak when I used to hang out with Oak. Yeah. Oak used to work out. Oakley? Charles Oakley used to run on the track with us. Oak used to come to the gym and work out with me. Oak and I used to go out to Houston's. That was his favorite restaurant. The N-word always got the cheese toast. Me and Oak have a relationship. I picked up the phone and called Oak. I say, I don't know any of these current players like that. Right. I say, but I'm just passionate about topics. I say, bro, I ain't no like or dislike. I say, but if I didn't like you, you know it. Right. He said, all right. He said, man, I just, I said, cool, bro. I said, I ain't got no problem with you. I said, anytime. Hey, say, hey, here, give me your phone. We exchanged numbers, left it at that. He saw I was at the game the other last year, a couple of years ago. I took my daughter to the first. Well, it might have been this year. No, it was 2 years ago. But anyway, had to talk to him on the bench, laugh and talk. I ain't got no problem with nobody, Ocho. And I'm not trying to go for bad or nothing like that. But that ain't how I am. Right. And guys, I think when guys see me, they know I ain't all about that, man. I'm just cool. I just want to vibe, have a good old time. But like I said, I appreciate instead of him Bria on Twitter and the internet trying to blow it up. Hey, if somebody got a problem with me, just come to me. Right. Just come to me. I ain't got no problem. I talk to anybody, anywhere about anything. Yeah. You got a problem with what I said? Why you said that? Sharpe, why you said that? Right. Okay. Hey, this is why I said that. Go ahead. Right.
And you know what I do like though? I'm not sure how the people in the chat feel, but I enjoy when you talk about Kevin Durant, players of that magnitude, elite players. I mean, obviously we talk about one of the greatest scorers of all time. I love the way Kevin Durant uses social media. I love the way he's so accessible to the people, to be the star that he is, with LeBron and allowing himself to be vulnerable. What LeBron did today, I've never seen LeBron do before. What he did on the Pat McAfee show, sitting there for an hour straight and actually just being vulnerable, talking about everything, I really, really enjoyed that because that's something from LeBron that that obviously I've never seen before. And I really, really enjoyed that. And I wish more superstar elite athletes would do that. Be a little bit more open, be a little bit more accessible. And it was just enjoyable. It was enjoyable to see him outside that normal setting of not being.
It was okay to see LeBron, actually give a candid interview and not nothing of fluff or softball type interview. It was a good interview that Pat McAfee and LeBron had. He talked about a lot. And I'm not here to bash on LeBron or anything. I just think he's really wrong in this. Like, he's very fucking wrong in this. At the end of the day, let's keep this a buck. Let's keep this perfectly honest and clear. I have never heard. I listen to, y'all know, we talk about Stephen A. Smith a lot. I listen to Stephen A. Smith every fucking day. I have never heard him say anything bad personally about LeBron James or his damn son or his kids, his family, anything. Anytime Stephen A. Smith is talking about LeBron James, it is pertaining to the sport of basketball. Anytime Stephen A. Smith is talking about his fucking son, it is pertaining to the sport of basketball. That's it. You know how personal Stephen A. Smith could really get if he wanted to? Because I could get personal. I could throw out some personal lashes and insults and shots at LeBron. Not going to hear him because it's me. But I hear LeBron likes to dabble in snow, even as a married man. Like, come on. If we can get personal, it's never gotten that bad with Stephen A. Smith. He always talks about the basketball, and he has graced him as his second greatest player ever. I don't get why LeBron is so upset at him. Yes, you're not the GOAT to him. Hey, LeBron, hate to burst your fucking bubble. You're not the GOAT to a lot of people. A lot of people don't think you're the greatest player of all time. Now, it is a good amount of people that do. It's a good amount of people that do think you're the greatest player of all time. And hey, at this point, I don't even like arguing about it. They got it. Because you've proven enough, you've done enough to show that if somebody wants to debate you being the greatest player of all time, they might have some hills to stand on. Not mad at it. But being petty and mad at reporters and broadcasters because they don't claim you king, claim you GOAT, it's stupid. It's dumb. Like, it makes no sense. At the end of the day, all of this really shouldn't matter. You shouldn't really care about what Stephen A. Smith, and your son shouldn't care about what he has to say neither. Because guess what? He's going to be on ESPN talking about every basketball player that he has to talk about. And you are the biggest basketball player out there right now. Of course, he's going to talk about you all the time. Of course, he's going to talk about your son. Of course. That's just how media is ran. It's how this fucking channel is ran. Some of the shit I talk about, trust me, I really don't want to talk about it. But here I am talking about it because it's the news of the day. Some things I can avoid because, ain't really no clip to it. Really no, things to go off of other than reading comments and tweets from people about it. So it's like, okay, I avoided having to talk about that bullshit. But some things I can't, and I'm just here for. Now, some topics I am very interested in. Like this one, I'm very interested in it. Because all the people getting mad at Stephen A. Smith are bisexuals. Of course, they're going to protect their GOAT. And that's okay, do that. But, bruh, come on. This is petty. This is stupid. I get why LeBron was upset if Stephen A. Smith actually said something crazy about him. If LeBron ever seen DJ Academics in person and decided to walk up on him and check him like that, that would make sense. He exposed the two mans you and Drake have been having with the snow bunnies. Look, I'd be mad at him too. Keep my name out your mouth. Look, do whatever. But Stephen A. Smith, come on. No, LeBron did that to try and make a statement. What he say doesn't matter. Okay, cool. In your opinion, what he says doesn't matter. There's a lot of people that like to listen to Stephen A. and agree with the things that he has to say. And there's nothing you can do about that. Either way. And yeah, I'm sure Stephen A. would have fought. If LeBron would have stolen off on him, I'm sure Stephen A. would have fought back. You're going as man. You better fight back. Care if the nigga in front of you is 220 built of steel and ready to dunk on any nigga in front of him, you better fight back. You better grab a chair. Trust me. You better look. Hey, he's six what, 8, 6'7", 6'9"? Yeah, oh yeah. Grab a chair. Turn this into wrestling real quick if it was me. Anyways. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. I am Savvy Mike, and this is my last time in this area. This little spot here. This is the last time here, y'all. So, I'm going to have a busy weekend. I have a lot of moving to do, unfortunately. So, yeah. I probably won't be here until Monday. So, I hope y'all have a great weekend. I'll tell you this much. You can guarantee I will be reacting to the Drake Nokia music video. Like I said, it won't be in this spot because I'll be moving. But that will probably either be the next video or one of the upcoming videos to come up. So by Monday, we'll be ready to rock and roll by the time I get to the new spot I'm getting to. But yeah, got a long weekend ahead of me. I hope y'all have a better weekend than me. Hope you get some rest and do whatever you like to do on your weekends. Shout out to all the thoughts thotting, the hoes hoeing, the tricks tricking, the pimps pimping, the commentators commentating, the Gideons catching predators. Shout out to them all. Like I said, I am Savvy Mike, and this, as always, is I Am Savvy Mike TV. See y'all next week. Peace.